I took the 8 best Spectre skins in Valorant and threw them all together into a bracket style tournament so we can figure out which one is the best. We got the Protocol versus the Prime. Protocol skin kind of gives me like Terminator vibes, and also the skin talks back to me, and I'm not super sure if I am a fan of that.
Thank you for your service.
Quite honestly, like the skin sounds really nice, but it only has one variant that I really like. The final kill animation is actually pretty sick, but now taking over to the Prime, I mean the Prime's just way too clean, it sounds phenomenal. The final kill animation is honestly iconic, and all of the variants with this skin are all very clean. So I think I'm gonna have to go with the Prime for this. Next, we have the Recon versus the Blast X. Now, I put these two against each other on purpose because they are such polar opposites. On one hand, we have the Recon that makes you feel like that you're some sort of army soldier, and then we got the Blast X that makes you feel like some sort of 12-year-old. But the Recon is actually pretty clean. Now, it doesn't have like a final kill animation or anything, but it has a really nice killing noise with it, and also the variants are all very, very nice. Along with the Blast X though, I mean, look at this. You have the Nerf bullets that like stick to the wall. That's freaking cool. And then the kill animation that you get with it is also sick because it's just a giant birthday present. And all the variants are also very nice and super colorful. It's honestly really close between these two, but I'm gonna go with the Recon just because it fits my style a little bit more. I like the Blast X, but it's a little bit too distracting for my taste. And next, we have the Ruination versus the Dark Magician Mage Punk. The Ruination, when it first came out, I thought it actually was really cool. The final kill animation was great, it sounded alright, and also the skin had very nice variants. But once I got this skin and started using it, it just felt really weird to me. But I mean, I still definitely have to say that it's a very clean and nice looking skin. The Mage Punk, dude, let me tell you about this skin. This makes me feel like that I'm using some sort of like Dwemer invention from Skyrim. The sound is amazing, and also the final kill animation reminds me of the Sega Genesis game Tasmanian Devil. I doubt any of you guys will know what that is, but whatever. The one kind of bad thing about the Mage Punk is that the different variants don't really do it for me. I think it's really cool that the lightning has like different colors, but it's a little bit too subtle. I think it's pretty close between these two skins, but if I'm gonna have to pick one, I'm gonna go with the Mage Punk. To finish up the first round, we have the Forsaken versus the Gravitational Uranium Neuroblaster, otherwise known as the gun. The Forsaken's actually super underrated for the Spectre, I think. This thing's smooth, dude. This thing's clean. It feels so nice and satisfying getting kills with it. And also just the fact that it has two different kill animations is honestly super nice. So when you switch the variant, you're getting like a totally different gun with it almost, it feels like. However, the Gravitational Uranium Neuroblaster might be the best feeling Spectre skin in the entire game. It does suck that it doesn't have a final kill animation, but the variants are top notch. These are all so different. The color palettes are completely unique from each other. For whatever reason, when I use this skin, I feel like some sort of like space cowboy. But if I'm gonna be honest, I think it just quite doesn't do enough for me. So moving on to the next round is gonna be the Forsaken. Prime versus the Recon. The Prime is super clean, but the Recon, man, I mean, this skin, honestly, getting kills with this feels so great. And also, did I mention the randomizer that it has? Every single time you use this gun, it's gonna have slightly different attachments on it. But the Prime, you know, it's got those different variants, but I think that the Recon can definitely compete with its own variants. When it comes to the style of both of these, I am leaning slightly towards the Prime. And also, with the Prime having a final kill animation, I think that's just gonna be enough to move it past the Recon. But hey, let me tell you, if the Recon had a final kill animation, like some army guy coming out and like throwing a grenade, we might have a different result here. But the Prime is gonna be moving on. The Mage Punk versus the Forsaken, and I honestly think this is gonna be super close. You know, I'm just gonna say it, I think it's gonna be a tie between the sound of the two skins. They both are very different, but I think whenever you use either one of them, it just sounds way too satisfying. I think that they're both a 10 out of 10 when it comes to the sound department. And when it comes to variants, this is really close too, because as you guys know, the Forsaken only has 2, but the second one has a different kill animation, whereas the Mage Punk has 4 different variants. They aren't really that varied from each other. They're a little bit too similar. But for me, I think that the deciding factor between these skins is gonna be the design of the Mage Punk. I just do think that it's a little bit more interesting to look at. It has a little bit more going on with the overall look of it. And with that being the case, I'm gonna give it the slight edge to go past the Forsaken and move on to the finals. Before we get into the finals, if you guys made it this far into the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as well as clicking the bell icon so you get notified for new uploads, and also when I go live streaming Valorant, which I usually do around 2 to 3 times a week. And look at this, we made it to the finals. We have the Prime versus the Mage Punk. Now, really trying to compare these two skins, I do think that the Mage Punk has a little bit better of a firing noise. Coming to the overall design, I also have to give that to the Mage Punk. I think it's just a little bit more interesting and creative than the Prime, even though the Prime is like super clean and does a great job. But taking a look at the variants, I'm actually gonna have to give that to the Prime. Each different variant for the Prime, they're all so very different that I think that they're just better. The kill animations are super close with these two. They're both so nice and fun to look at. I think that the Mage Punk's kill animation is just slightly more satisfying and also a little bit more creative. Both of these skins are honestly 10 out of 10s, but if I have to pick one winner, the best Spectre skin in the game, I think, goes to the Mage Punk. So there you have it, the Mage Punk, in my opinion, is the best Spectre skin in the entire game of Valorant. Comment down below and let me know what skin you guys think should have won this tournament. And if you enjoyed this video, please do like it and subscribe to the channel. Definitely click the bell icon for notifications for new uploads and streams. Thank you so much for watching and take it easy.